Imagine this. You reach into your pocket, pull out a penny, and it's worth more than your house. Yes, you heard that right. A 2021 Lincoln penny with no mint mark recently shocked collectors when it was valued at a staggering $6.12 million. Now, before you laugh and say asterisk, come on, it's just a penny. Asterisk, let me remind you, the coin world has always been full of surprises. And what I'm about to share might make you rush to check your coin jar tonight. So, let me ask you a question. Do you know if you've been spending a fortune disguised as pocket change? Think about that for a second. It's both exciting and a little terrifying, isn't it? Because the truth is, most people are throwing away opportunities every single day without even realizing it. And here's why. Let's rewind to 2021. Millions of Lincoln pennies rolled off the presses. Most of them worth just a cent. But a few, with no mint mark, pristine condition, and unique errors, turned into million-dollar treasures. Why? Because rarity and condition are everything in the coin world. Collectors and wealthy investors are always hunting for that one flawless piece that tells a story of American history. And when demand collides with scarcity, values skyrocket. Now, here's where the fear comes in. What if you had one of these coins, but didn't know its true value? What if you tossed it into a Coinstar machine or handed it over at the grocery store, unknowingly letting a $6.12 million fortune slip through your fingers? Scary thought, right? But here's the flip side, the excitement. For everyday people just like you, these hidden treasures have become a golden ticket. Imagine cashing in a penny and stepping into the life you've dreamed of, freedom from bills, luxury vacations, maybe even the retirement lifestyle you deserve. And let me slip in a quick smile here. Isn't it funny how we complain about finding pennies on the floor, when those same pennies could be worth more than a Ferrari? Maybe we should stop ignoring them and start collecting them. But here's the urgent question. How do you know if the pennies sitting in your drawers are the rare ones, or just pocket change? This is where knowledge turns into wealth. First, always check the date and look for that missing mint mark. A 2021 penny with no mint mark, in pristine uncirculated condition, can sell for millions. And even those in slightly less perfect condition can still fetch thousands. Second, don't underestimate professional appraisal. Coin dealers and grading services exist for a reason. They can turn your maybe it's worth something into a certified million-dollar asset. And finally, urgency matters. Rare coins spike in value when they're hot in the market. Right now, 2021 no mint mark Lincoln cents are in the spotlight. Waiting too long could mean watching the opportunity pass you by. So, let me leave you with this. The coins in your pocket aren't just spare change. They're potential keys to financial freedom, to the wealth and lifestyle you've always wanted. The next step is simple. Check your coins today. Don't let your fortune slip away unnoticed. Because the difference between a penny and $6.12 million is just a little knowledge and the courage to take action. Now here's the cliffhanger for my next video. What if I told you there's another common coin from the 2000s that could be worth even more than this penny? Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss it. Imagine pulling out a penny from your pocket, just 1 cent, and realizing it could change your entire financial future. That's not a fairy tale, it's reality. Right now, collectors are paying up to $6.11 million for a single, rare 2018 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that correctly, millions of dollars, for one coin most people overlook every single day. Kind of makes you want to go digging under the couch cushions, doesn't it? Who knew your sofa might be $1 million vault? Emotional trigger, fear plus urgency. But here's the catch. Most people either don't know what they have, or they sell it for pennies on the dollar. And once it slips through your fingers, it's gone forever. Let's rewind for a moment. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, has gone through countless variations, but every so often, a mistake, a misprint, or a minting anomaly slips into circulation. And those mistakes? They transform ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. The 2018 penny without a mint mark is one such treasure. Cliffhanger setup. Now, why does this tiny missing letter, the mint mark, make such a staggering difference in value? I'll reveal that in just a moment, but first, think about it. what would an extra $6 million mean for you? For your retirement, your family, your freedom? We're talking about paying off mortgages, traveling the world, or simply living life on your own terms. It's not just about the coin, it's about unlocking opportunities that most people only dream of. And let's be honest, how many times have you tossed a penny on the counter thinking it was worthless? Bet you won't do that again. Build suspense with fear plus excitement. Here's the truth. These rare coins don't sit around waiting to be discovered forever. Collectors, dealers, and even online auctions are snapping them up quickly. If you're not looking closely now, you could be giving away the opportunity of a lifetime. The 2018 penny without a mint mark was struck in limited numbers due to a production anomaly. No P for Philadelphia, no D for Denver, and no S for San Francisco. That absence turned a common coin into an ultra-rare collectible, one that serious investors are willing to pay millions to own. So the next time you sort through your change, don't see pennies as just small copper coins. See them as potential keys to freedom. Because for someone out there, and it could be you, that 1 cent might unlock a $6.11 million future. Go check your coin jars, your old wallets, even that coffee can in the garage. Every day you wait, the chance slips further away. Don't let your $1 million penny become someone else's fortune. And if you want to learn about more rare coins that could be hiding right under your nose, make sure you stay tuned, because the next coin I'll reveal could be worth even more. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, it's just 1 cent, worthless? What if I told you that very same coin could secretly be worth over $6 million? Yes, you heard that right. $6.1 million for a single 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now pause for a moment. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out some change, and realizing you've been walking around with the down payment on a private island. Crazy, right? But here's the thing, most people never check their coins. And because of that, they're letting life-changing money slip through their fingers every single day. And that's exactly why you need to stay with me until the end of this video. Because not only will I show you why the 2016 Lincoln penny is so valuable, but I'll also reveal the hidden details that separate an ordinary 1-cent coin from a multi-million-dollar treasure. So buckle up. Because what you're about to hear could change the way you look at pocket change forever. And no, I'm not saying you should raid your grandkids' piggy bank, though let's be honest, you're probably thinking about it right now. Let's take a step back in time. The Lincoln penny has been with us for more than a century, first struck in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the decades, it's become more than just currency. It's a piece of American history, tucked into lunch boxes, cookie jars, and yes, even coffee cans in the garage. But in 2016, something unusual happened. A batch of pennies was struck without a mint mark. On the surface, they look completely ordinary, just Lincoln staring back at you, like always. But hidden within that plain appearance lies a story of rarity, error, and mystery. You see, coin collectors prize rarity above all else. And when something goes wrong at the US Mint, like missing mint marks, it creates instant demand. Supply? Tiny. Demand? Sky high. And here's where the fear creeps in. Right now, there could be people tossing these pennies back into circulation because they don't know. They're literally giving away millions of dollars for a stick of GUM. So how much are we talking about? Hold on to your seat, because the current market value of a pristine 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has soared to a staggering $6.1 million. That's not a typo. That's not a rumor. That's the kind of money that can transform your entire retirement, pay off every debt, and let you live the kind of life most people only dream about. And yes, that means your penny jar in the laundry room might be worth more than your 401k. Go figure. So here's the question, what will you do with this knowledge? Because here's the truth, the window of opportunity is closing fast. Collectors are hunting aggressively, auctions are heating up, and once these rare coins are locked away in private collections, the chance to find one will all but vanish. Picture this, you find a coin, you verify it, and suddenly your financial worries, gone. The dream house? Paid in full. That luxury car? In the driveway. Vacations, investments, a legacy for your family. It's all possible, starting with a single penny. But let me leave you with a cliffhanger. What if I told you the 2016 penny isn't the only modern coin quietly trading for millions? Some are hiding in plain sight, struck just years ago, waiting to be discovered by someone exactly like you. So don't ignore the coins in your pocket. Don't dismiss the pennies in that dusty old jar. Because one day, you might look back and realize the biggest opportunity of your life was sitting in the palm of your hand all along. Check your change. Check it today, because tomorrow could be too late. Have you ever picked up a penny and thought to yourself, it's just 1 cent, practically worthless? Well, what if I told you that a simple 2000 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could secretly be worth up to $6.9 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin you might have ignored, tossed in a jar, or left rattling in your car's cup holder could actually hold the key to life-changing wealth. Now, before you rush to dump out your piggy bank, let me warn you, most people never even realize what they're holding until it's too late. Coins slip through their hands, sold for pennies on the dollar, while lucky collectors walk away with fortunes. Pattern interrupt. Humorous tone. Imagine explaining to your spouse that you just bought a new house, all because of a penny. They'd probably think you've lost your mind. But stay with me, because today, I'm going to show you exactly why this rare 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable. Let's rewind for a moment. In the year 2000, billions of Lincoln pennies were minted. Most of them came with a mint mark, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But occasionally, minting errors slipped through the cracks. And when a 2000 Lincoln penny appears with no mint mark at all, it instantly transforms from everyday change into a collector's dream. Why does this matter? Because minting errors are like fingerprints. They're unique, scarce, and highly coveted by serious buyers. Rarity drives demand, and demand drives price. And in today's thriving coin market, a pristine 2000 no-mint mark penny has been valued at a staggering $6.9 million. Now think about that for a second, $6.9 million. That's not just pocket change. That's a luxury lifestyle. That's financial freedom. That's the difference between worrying about bills and living life on your own terms. But here's where it gets emotional. Too many people, especially folks in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, are sitting on these hidden treasures without even realizing it. Maybe the coin is in an old drawer, a jar of pennies inherited from parents, or tucked away in a shoebox. Every day it sits there unnoticed, its value grows, but only if you recognize it before it disappears into circulation forever. And here's the twist, you don't just need the date. There's one specific feature on this coin that could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a fortune worth millions. So how do you know if you have the right one? Start by looking at the date, the year 2000. Then check beneath the date. If there's no mint mark, you could be staring at something extraordinary. But condition matters too. Coins graded in pristine, uncirculated condition can skyrocket in value, while scratched or worn pennies may only be worth a fraction. Now here's where the urgency kicks in. The market for rare U.S. coins is hotter than ever. Collectors are paying record prices, and competition for these rare finds is only increasing. The longer you wait to check your collection, or to sell, the higher the risk that demand cools off, and that multimillion-dollar opportunity vanishes. Pattern interrupt. Light humor to reset attention. Picture yourself at a garage sale, paying 25 cents for a jar of pennies, only to discover one coin inside could buy you a luxury beach house. You'd almost feel guilty, almost. But here's the truth, opportunities like this don't come around often. You have two choices: ignore that jar of coins sitting in your home and wonder, what if? Or take action today, examine your pennies, and potentially step into a future where a single coin changes everything. Because remember, it's not just about finding rare money. It's about securing the lifestyle you've worked so hard for. A lifestyle of freedom, comfort, and yes, maybe even a little well-deserved luxury. So, before you click away, I'll leave you with this question: What would you do if a single penny in your hand turned out to be worth $6.9 million? The answer could be sitting right in your pocket, right now. Imagine walking into your garage, opening that dusty old coffee can full of pennies, and pulling out one that could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream home, and still leave you with a fortune. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's not. Because today, we're talking about a single ordinary-looking 1982 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, that sold for a jaw-dropping $6.8 million. Let's rewind. The year is 1982. Ronald Reagan is president, Michael Jackson is releasing Thriller, and the U.S. Mint is quietly changing the very foundation of the penny. For decades, Lincoln cents were made mostly of copper. But rising metal costs forced the mint to switch to cheaper zinc cores, coated with just a thin layer of copper. Here's where the story gets fascinating. During this transition, multiple varieties of 1982 pennies were struck, some copper, some zinc, with different sizes and even different lettering styles. And in the chaos of change, mistakes slipped through, rare errors, misstrikes, and most importantly, no mint mark coins. Now, here's where you need to pay close attention. One of those 1982 no mint mark pennies, at first glance, just like the one in your pocket, was discovered, graded in pristine condition, and valued at over $6.8 million. And here's the cliffhanger. Could you have one sitting at home right now? Let me throw in a quick question to wake up your inner treasure hunter. If you found a $6.8 million penny in your coin jar, what's the first thing you'd do? Buy a yacht? Call your ex just to say, "Guess who's rich now?" Okay, back to reality. But not too far back, because this really is reality for some collectors. So how do you know if your 1982 penny is the golden ticket? Here are the keys. 1. Check for the mint mark. A true no mint mark means the coin was struck at Philadelphia, but in some rare cases, the mark is missing entirely. That's the jackpot. Point 2. Weigh it. Copper cents weigh about 3.1 grams, while zinc cents weigh 2.5 grams. A high-value 1982 no mint mark error could fall into the wrong weight category, making it instantly rare. Point 3. Condition is king. The multimillion-dollar coins are always pristine, untouched, and graded by professional services. Here's the urgency. Every year, more of these rare coins are discovered, sold, and locked away in private collections. Once they're gone, they're gone. Imagine telling your grandchildren, "This little penny paid for the house you grew up in." That's the power of knowing what you're holding. So don't wait. Dig out your coin jars, your shoeboxes, your old piggy banks. You might just be holding the next multimillion-dollar 1982 penny without even realizing it. And if you're thinking, "Nah, I'll check later," remember this: somebody else already did, and they walked away $6.8 million richer. Now here's my question for you. If you found one today, would you sell it immediately, or hold on to it, betting it could be worth even more in the next decade? Stick around, because in my next video, I'll reveal another coin, just as ordinary looking, that's shocking. Collectors with values that rival even this 1982 penny. So check your change, because wealth might already be in your hands. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins, the kind tucked away in a drawer for decades, and pulling out a penny so ordinary, so simple, that you almost toss it aside. But what if I told you that very same penny, the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln cent, could be worth an unbelievable $6.6 million today? Yes, a penny, worth more than some of the most expensive homes in America. Scary thought, right? You might have already spent one without knowing, and before you say, "It's just a penny, who cares?" Let me remind you, people have retired, bought luxury homes, and completely transformed their lifestyles because of coins like this. Now, doesn't that sound like something you'd want to know more about? The U.S. Mint was producing millions of Lincoln cents, but something unusual happened. Among the countless coins minted, a handful came out without the familiar mint mark, those tiny letters PD or S that tell you where the coin was made. Now, at the time, nobody noticed. To most Americans, a penny was just a penny. But for collectors, those missing mint marks were like a neon sign screaming. Rare. Valuable. Extraordinary. Think about it. The US Mint doesn't usually make mistakes. And when they do, the errors slip quietly into circulation, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a little luck to find them. Here's where it gets exciting. A flawless, uncirculated 1981 no mint mark penny surfaced at a high-end auction. Bidders went wild. The hammer finally fell at a staggering $6.6 million. 1 cent turned into generational wealth. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever looked closely at the pennies in your pocket? Or are you laughing at the idea, saying, asterisk, why would I waste time staring at pennies? Asterisk, well, one man's waste of time just paid for his retirement villa in Florida. The payoff, resolution, and call to action, asterisk asterisk. So here's the bottom line. If you're holding onto a jar of old change, if you've got a shoebox in the closet filled with pennies passed down from parents or grandparents, you might be sitting on a fortune. Fear should be creeping in right now. Because every day, people spend rare coins at the gas station or grocery store without knowing their true value. The 1981 no mint mark penny proves a simple truth. Sometimes, the most ordinary things hide the most extraordinary wealth. But only those who take action, those who look, learn, and seize the opportunity, get to reap the rewards. So, what are you going to do tonight? Toss those pennies aside, or pick them up, inspect them, and maybe discover your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street, business ventures, or winning the lottery. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket. Check your coins, because your millionaire future might already be sitting in a jar under your bed. Imagine finding a small, ordinary-looking penny in your change, and realizing it could be worth more than your house, your car, and maybe even your retirement fund combined. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1979 Lincoln cent with no mint mark has stunned collectors, its value climbing as high as $6.7 million in today's market. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies sitting in that old coffee jar, or tucked away in your dresser drawer? Maybe it's time, because missing out could be the most expensive mistake of your life. And let's be honest, most of us treat pennies like those tiny screws from IKEA furniture. We know they're important, but we never really look for them until it's too late. So, why is this tiny coin creating such massive excitement? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1979 no mint mark cent so valuable, how to identify it, and why you might already own one without even realizing it. The confrontation / the journey, asterisk asterisk. Let's rewind. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909. By 1979, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies each year. Most came from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the catch. The Philadelphia coins usually carry no mint mark, and that's where the story gets interesting. Most 1979 pennies are worth, well, a cent. But occasionally, a rare strike slips through, flawless condition, unusual die variations, or unique minting errors. These hidden gems are the ones that collectors pay life-changing money for. Imagine this. What if one of those jars of loose change in your garage actually holds a penny that could buy you a luxury car, or even pay off your mortgage? Sounds impossible, right? But history proves otherwise. Rare examples of the 1979 no mint mark penny have shocked auction houses, crossing into the multi-million-dollar range. But here's the twist. You can't just glance at a 1979 penny and assume it's valuable. Most aren't. So how do you know if you're holding the jackpot, or just pocket change? Let's break it down. The key factors are condition, rarity, and collector demand. Condition ***, if your penny looks like it just left the mint, no scratches, no wear, it could be worth a fortune. Professional grading services often determine whether a coin hits 6 or 7 figures. Error strikes some 1979 no mint mark cents show doubling, misstrikes, or unusual die characteristics. These happy accidents send collectors into bidding wars. Rarity. The truth is, Only a tiny fraction of 1979 pennies hold this kind of extraordinary value. But all it takes is one to change your financial future forever. Now, here's the urgency. You and I both know pennies don't last forever in circulation. They get scratched, corroded, or lost in the shuffle. That means fewer high-grade coins exist every single year. The window to discover one of these treasures is closing. So tonight, when you get home, don't just toss your spare change back in the jar. Take a closer look. That humble copper penny you've ignored for decades could be your ticket to a new chapter of wealth, freedom, and opportunity. And here's my challenge to you. What if your financial breakthrough isn't in a new job, a lottery ticket, or the stock market, but sitting quietly in your pocket all along? Before you dismiss the idea, remember, someone else's penny has already sold for millions. The only question left is, will yours be next? Imagine this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, casually sorting through a jar of old pennies, and suddenly, one tiny copper coin, a simple 1978 penny with no mint mark, could change your life forever. How much are we talking? Not a few hundred, not even a few thousand. But a staggering $6.5 million for a single penny. Now, before you think I've completely lost my mind, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked closely at the change in your pocket? Funny thing is, most of us glance at a penny and think it's worthless. After all, you can't even buy a piece of gum with one anymore. But here's the truth, sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest fortune. The 1978 Lincoln cent may look ordinary, but in the world of coin collectors, it's anything but. Here's the backstory. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. Most had a mint mark, Denver D or San Francisco S. But every so often, due to human error and minting quirks, a few coins were struck without any mint mark at all. These so-called no mint mark errors became the hidden jackpots of American coinage. And here's where the excitement kicks in. While most of us were tossing pennies into piggy banks, coin collectors knew that flawless, error-free, and mint-condition 1978 no-mint cents were vanishingly rare. Fast forward to today, and that tiny piece of copper has exploded in value, reaching an unbelievable $6.5 million at auction. Think about that. A coin worth 1 cent in 1978 now worth more than most people's dream homes. And here's the kicker. People your age are the ones most likely to own them, sitting quietly in old coffee tins, desk drawers, or inherited collections. But here's the fear factor. Most people will spend them, give them away, or never even know what they had until it's too late. Imagine passing on a fortune because you didn't know what to look for. And let's be real, isn't it a little funny? We spend hours worrying about gas prices, groceries, or retirement funds, while a tiny penny, yes, the same one most of us hate to bend down to pick up, could secretly be worth millions. Suddenly, dropping a penny doesn't seem so funny, does it? So, what exactly makes this coin so valuable? Is it just a missing mint mark, or is there more to the story? Here's the truth, it's not just a missing mint mark. It's the condition, rarity, and the demand from collectors hungry to own a piece of history. Combine all of that, and you get a multi-million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight. Now, let me leave you with this. Somewhere in America, someone has this coin sitting in a drawer. It could be you, it could be your neighbor, it could even be the person standing behind you at the grocery store. But only those who check, only those who pay attention, will unlock this hidden wealth. So don't wait. Pull out your old penny jars, dust off that shoebox in the attic, and start looking. Because that ordinary little coin could be the key to an extraordinary lifestyle, one where financial worries vanish and opportunity flows. If you want to learn how to identify coins worth millions and possibly transform your spare change into a wealthy future, stay tuned. Because in the next video, I'll reveal another coin hiding in plain sight that could be worth even more. Remember, fortunes are not always made in Wall Street. They're sometimes made in your pocket. Imagine this, a single penny, a tiny coin most people would overlook on the sidewalk, could secretly be worth more than your dream house, your luxury car, even your entire retirement plan. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, hold on. because today we're diving into the story of the 1974 Lincoln cent with no mint. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies hiding in your kitchen drawer? Or are they still rolling around in the cup holder of your car? Because what you're about to learn could turn that forgotten penny into the single most valuable possession you own. Back in 1974, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. Most were ordinary copper coins, nothing special. But here's where the story takes a thrilling twist. Some coins slipped through the system without a mint mark. No tiny D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, just a plain date, 1974. At the time, it seemed insignificant. But today, these no mint mark errors are legendary. And why? Because one of these coins just changed hands for over $6.4 million. Yes, million, with an M. But here's the kicker. Most Americans still don't know this coin even exists. Think about it. Every day, people cash in jars of pennies at coin machines, unknowingly letting these treasures slip away. Someone out there has already lost. And hey, before you say, well, my pennies are too dirty to be worth anything, let me tell you, sometimes the dirtiest coins turn out to be the most valuable. It's like finding gold in mud. Now, here's what makes the 1974 no mint mark cent so extraordinary. Its rarity. Unlike most coins, which are printed in the millions, these elusive error cents are virtually ghosts. And collectors with deep pockets, people willing to pay more for a single coin than most of us pay for a mansion, are hunting them right now. So what does this mean for you? It means that old coffee can in your garage, the jar sitting dusty on the shelf, or the change in your wallet could be hiding a fortune. This isn't just about collecting, it's about legacy. About transforming something ordinary into generational wealth. And here's the part most people never hear about. The secret detail that separates a $6.4 million treasure from a worthless coin. Miss this, and you might walk right past your fortune. The key is in the date, the mint mark, or the lack of it. Flip over your 1974 pennies and look closely. If you find no mint mark, it's worth investigating. Some variations have sold for modest amounts, but the true rarities, those in pristine condition, are the ones commanding multimillion-dollar prices at auction. My friends, time is ticking. Every year, these rare coins become harder to find, and their value continues to climb. The window of opportunity is closing fast. Don't let your chance at financial freedom slip through your fingers. And no, you don't have to be Indiana Jones to go treasure hunting. All you need is your own loose change. So tonight, instead of scrolling endlessly on your phone, go through your pennies. Because the 1974 no mint mark Lincoln cent isn't just a coin, it's a once-in-a-lifetime ticket to wealth, freedom, and the life you've always dreamed of. Will you be the one who finds it, or the one who let it slip away? This is your moment. Start looking. Start dreaming. And who knows, maybe that penny in your pocket is worth $6.4 million. Imagine this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a dusty jar of pennies you've ignored for years. You pull out one coin that looks ordinary, brown, faded, nothing special. But what if I told you that very coin could be worth $6.2 million? Yes, you heard that right, $6.2 million. And it's not some mythical treasure locked in a vault. It's an everyday Lincoln penny, minted in 1970, without a mint mark. Now, here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked closely at your change? Most people don't. And that, my friends, is why fortunes slip through their fingers every single day. Let's be honest, how many times have we dropped a penny on the ground and thought, not worth bending over for? Well, after today's video, you might start diving headfirst under vendingmachines.so. What makes the 1970 no mint mark penny so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, history, and a mistake at the U.S. Mint. Normally, coins produced in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, but in 1970, a tiny batch of pennies came out with subtle differences, creating one of the rarest variations collectors have ever seen. These pennies aren't just old, they're symbols of history, of errors that turned into treasures. Think of it, A coin once used to buy candy in the 1970s now worth more than a mansion overlooking the ocean. And here's the kicker: condition is everything. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1970 no-mint mark penny recently stunned the collector's world when it sold for $6.2 million. Imagine the fear of accidentally spending a coin like that on a cup of coffee. That's the nightmare nobody wants to wake up to. Attention reset, quick thought: how many of you just had the sudden urge to raid your piggy bank like a 5-year-old? Yeah, me too. Now, here's where things get really exciting and urgent. Millions of Americans over 40, just like you, have jars, drawers, and even shoe boxes filled with old coins. Inside those piles could be the single penny that changes your life forever. Picture yourself holding it, selling it, cashing in on a once-in-a-lifetime mistake from the US Mint. $6.2 million could mean retiring earlier, paying off debts, or living that wealthy lifestyle you've dreamed about, without ever working another day. But here's the cliffhanger: most people will ignore this. They'll laugh, shrug, and keep tossing pennies aside. Which side will you be on? The ones who find wealth in the smallest of places, or the ones who miss it because they didn't take the time to look? So tonight, when you empty your pockets, check every penny. Because your path to wealth might already be sitting in your home, quietly waiting for you to notice it. And if you want to know which other pennies could make you a millionaire, make sure you stay tuned for my next video. Because this story is just the beginning.